Hi, I'm Engine Cadet Matmoli Patak.
Hi, I'm Engine Cadet Chaika Ramos, and today's presentation will focus on Rizal's life experiences in Brussels.
In Belgian Brussels 1890. Life in Brussels.
When Rizal relocated to Brussels, Jose Albert was with him. They resided in a modest boarding house run by Suzanne and Marie Jacobi. Later, Albert left the city, and Jose Alejandrino, an engineering student, replaced him. While working on his book, Nolly, Rizal also sent letters to his loved ones and pieces for La Solidaridad.
Articles published in La Solidaridad.
In order to defend his oppressed people and draw attention to the negative effects of Spanish colonial rule in the Philippines, Rizal penned articles for La Solidaridad when he was living in Brussels. A la Defensa, La Verdad para Todos, Vicente Barantes, Teatro Tagalo, Una Profanación, Verdades Nuevas, and Crueldad are a few of the patriotic publications that included these articles.
New orthography of Tagalog language.
Rizal, who cherished his native tongue, was the first to call for the Filipinization of its spelling. Instead of C and O, the Tagalog letters K and W should be used. On April 15, 1890, his article Sobre la Nueva Ortografía de la Lengua Tagala was published in La Solidaridad. He outlined the guidelines for the new Tagalog orthography in this paper. Dr. Trinidad H. Pardo de Tavera received praise from Rizal for encouraging the adoption of his new spelling.
Rizal criticizes Madrid Filipino for gambling.
While in Brussels, Rizal learned from Juan Luna and Valentin Ventura that the Filipinos in Spain were tarnishing their country's reputation by engaging in excessive gaming. He immediately wrote to Marcelo H. Del Pilar to tell the Filipinos in Madrid that they had not traveled to Europe to gamble, but rather to fight for their independence. When the Filipino gamblers in Madrid heard about Rizal's moralizing, they became enraged. Instead of calling him Pepe, they dubbed him Papa, which means Pope.
Bad news from home.
When Rizal received letters from home while he was in Brussels, he was concerned that the Calamba agrarian unrest was escalating. According to the letter, Don Francisco objected to the landlords in the Dominican Republic raising the rent. The Dominican order filed lawsuits to take the Rizal's family's land in Calamba back. In the meantime, the tenants, including the family of Rizal, were tormented, while his brother Pasiano and 3 of his brother-in-laws were deported. Rizal became depressed by the unpleasant news from home.
Presentiments of death.
In his despair, Rizal had awful dreams during his sleepless nights in Brussels because he was always thinking of his unhappy family in Calamba. Despite not being superstitious, he believed he would not live long. He had no fear of death, but he wished to complete his second novel before he entered his grave. He even stated in his letter that his real name is Long Lan, which means ever ready.
Preparation to go home.
In response to the miseries experienced by his family, Rizal intended to return home. He felt unable to continue working on his book in Brussels when his friends, family, and loved ones were suffering in the Philippines.
Decision to go to Madrid.
Rizal disregarded his friends' warning since no amount of danger could make him alter his decision. However, when he received Ponciano's letter about their allegation about the Dominicans, it immediately led him to change his opinion. He notified Marcelo H. Del Pilar that he would be supervising the case from Madrid instead of going back to the Philippines.
To my muse.
The tragic poem Ami Musa, which means To My Muse, was written by him in Brussels against the backdrop of mental anguish during those sad days when he was worried about family tragedies. This further intensified Rizal's longing for them and caused him great pain not to be with them during their suffering.
Romance with Petite Suzanne Jacobi.
The summer festival in Belgium and the romance with Suzanne Jacobi were the two things that managed to lift the depressed Rizal's spirits as he prepared to leave. Petite Suzanne was drawn to Rizal because he was such a charming and respectable gentleman. Similar to other women, Suzanne developed feelings for Rizal. When he left for Madrid at the tail end of July 1890, she sobbed and could not forget him.
That's all for today, guys. I hope you learned something from our presentation. Thank you.